तत्पश्चात नित्य लीला प्रविष्टम विष्णुपाद अष्टोत्तर सतमद भक्ति वेदांत नारायण गोस्वामी महाराज नित्य लीला प्रविष्टम विष्णुपाद अष्टोत्तर सतमद भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी महाराज श्री गुरुंद गोस्वामी महाराज श्री भक्ति रथ श्रीधर गोस्वामी महाराज भक्ति गोस्वामी महाराज एवं उपस्थित समस्त वैष्णव वैष्णव के चरण कमलों में मेरा यथायथ और दंडवत प्रणाम स्वीकार हो। आज अतीव पवित्र दिवस है जिस दिन गौड़ीय वैष्णव की एक विशेष तिथि मनाया जा रहा है। शुद्ध भक्ति जिन्होंने जगत में प्रचार किया,
who preached all over the world.
भक्ति
Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Prabhupada.
आज उनकी आविर्भाव
Tirobhav is disappearance day.
मना रहे हैं। श्रील भक्ति विनोद ठाकुर जगत में उन्होंने दो काम पे सिद्ध किया।
He performed two specific tasks.
छह गोस्वामी, षड गोस्वामी, महापुरुष
in the way that the six Goswamis performed four acts of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He gave the six Goswamis instructions to reveal the hidden pastime places. After Krishna's disappearance, all the pastime places, his pastime places, had become covered. For this reason, he gave instruction to the six Goswamis to reveal the pastime places, the hidden pastime places of Krishna, and to manifest the deities. Krishna's grandson, Vrajnabha, who manifested the form deity of Krishna. Otherwise, over time, the Muslim and irreligious persons, sinful persons, they attacked the Hindu faith, and their deities, their places of worship, they destroyed. The fear of that happening again, the pujaris hid the deities in different places. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, knowing what had happened, instructed the six Goswamis to manifest those deities once again. Thirdly, he told the six Goswamis to manifest the scriptures, because over time Mayavadis, sinful persons and impersonalists, for their selfish interest, they began to preach, from which the pure the devotees who aspired for pure devotional service could not decipher what was right and wrong. The Smarta Brahmins included covered the pure path of bhakti. For this reason, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu instructed the six Goswamis to manifest the scriptures again. And the fourth, to manifest the scriptures which showed how to perform bhakti in a proper way.
चैतन्य महाप्रभु की मनोभिष्ट जान करके
Knowing the hearts of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, as the six Goswamis perform these four tasks in the same way. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur appeared in this world, manifested Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's desires. He manifested the place of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and secondly the preaching of the holy names. People had forgotten where Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's appearance place was, and particularly the Muslims had made their burial ground in that place. For this reason, Bhaktivinoda Thakur he manifested the appearance place of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in the way that Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj, Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj, through the help with Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj. And secondly, he preached the chanting of the holy names around the world. This Gaur Naam and Gaur Dham, he manifest from the Golok Vrindavan to this planet. If Bhaktivinoda, although Bhaktivinoda Thakur was capable himself of doing this task, but he called Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada in this material world as one of the manjaris from the spiritual world, and to preach the pure holy names of the Lord and the pure practice of devotional service. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu through Rupa Goswami has helped. Sometimes the dark clouds of this material world cover and hide the pure devotional practice of bhakti. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu through Rupa Goswami helped to fight, destroy the impersonalist sects of different types of bhakti. And established Mahaprabhu's way of thinking. Through the mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Bhaktivinoda Thakur came, and then from that, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada came, and again established the line of pure bhakti. Today, this is today we're celebrating and remembering those great personalities. As much as we glorify the Vaishnavas, that much we will be staying far from Maya. So we should glorify the Vaishnavas. We should make that our life, the purpose of our life.
भक्ति धारा और हमारे हृदय में प्रकाशित हो, जिसमें हमारे भक्ति प्रज्ञान केशव गोस्वामी महाराज भी लिखते हैं, भक्ति विनोद धारा जलसम कधार निरवधि बहेता रुदो नहीं आर। भक्ति विनोद धारा जलसम कधार, हम आरती जो करते हैं,
the arati that we perform
द्रव्य सामग्री इंग्रेडिएंट्स हम आरती
with various ingredients,
व्यवहार आदि करते हैं, इसके सब पारमार्थिक तात्पर्य है।
There are very deep meanings to this.
जब शंख लेकर के हम लोग ठाकुर को दिखाते हैं,
conch shell we are offering,
इसके तात्पर्य है क्या?
meaning what?
ये शुद्ध जलधारा, प्रेम धारा,
This pure
स्वच्छ निर्मल गंगा जल,
line of devotional practice in the form of the pure Ganga from Gangotri,
गंगोत्री नामक स्थान से गंगा देवी उत्पन्न होकर के
from the Himalayas,
होकर के
flowing
और
from
अत्यंत
there
गति से समस्त बाधाओं की
and overcoming all obstacles,
बाधाओं की छिन्न विच्छिन्न करते हुए,
destroying all the obstacles, large boulders,
वो भी चकनाचूर करते हुए,
crushing them to small fine pieces, coming from Haridwar to Allahabad, from Allahabad to Bengal, to Navadvip, and past Jagannath Puri, entering into the great ocean. In the same way, Bhaktisiddhanta Srila Prabhupada, this analogy of offering the conch shell with pure water inside, he is doing this and destroying all the impediments of practicing devotional service. All the Sahajas, Sakhi Beki, even trying to kill Srila Prabhupada, which we will speak about later. Those personalities for their own selfish interest. They were prepared to kill such a great personality, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada, which we will talk about later.
सर्वम सर्व वाद्यमयी घंटा बजे सर्वकाल बृहत मृदंग वाद्य परम रसा सर्व वाद्यमयी घंटा बजे सर्वकाल
Kirtan, it is described
अर्थात श्री भक्ति विनोद की धारा रूपानुग विचार धारा शंख जल धारा की जो अजातक इस जगत में अविच्छिन्न गति से प्रवाहित हो रही है। करताल घंटा एवं अन्य वाद्य यंत्र से कृष्ण कीर्तन निरंतर हो रहा है। विशेष करके मुद्रण यंत्र
resounding continuously
in
a way that the books of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada and the writings, his writings, are resounding all around and being preached all around the world. And particularly particularly the preaching of Madhurya Ras, in which we write how to focus
जिनकी आचार प्रचार आदि के द्वारा समस्त प्रकार की अंधकार दूरीभूत हो गया, जिस प्रकार
in which all the darkness has been destroyed, and when the sun rises, as the sun rises, all darkness is dissipated. In the same way, Srila Prabhupada in this world appeared like the light, dissipated the darkness of ignorance in the hearts of everyone, and established bhakti in their hearts. There are 5 rasas and 5 processes: Santa, Dasa, Sakhya, Vatsalya, Madhurya, rasas. He established Bhaktisiddhanta Srila Prabhupada established this in this world. Just we'll glorify a little bit of his life. When Bhaktivinoda Thakur was in Jagannath Puri, he prayed to Bimala Devi, please, you give me one son that can preach the pure devotional service of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu throughout this world. And Bimala Devi accepted the prayer of Bhaktivinoda Thakur, and by her mercy, and he attained a son in this way. He kept this name of his son Bimala Prasad, meaning the Jagannath's internal potency, Bimala Devi. He named his son after her. The mercy of Bimala Prasad. When Bimala Prasad appeared, transcendental symbols of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu were on his body, which are described in his life history, such as long arms, these 32 characteristics of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu were present in Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada. When he was born, 12 tilak marks appeared on his body, and on his chest there was the line of the Brahman thread. These are the qualities of the great personalities, Mahapurush. We have no doubt in this, about this, that Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada's great personality. He is the Nayan Manjari of Srimati Radhika, and he wrote in his own life history as Sri Daitya Das. He gave his identification, his own identification, at the time of Rath Yatra. When the Rath stopped in front of Bhaktivinoda Thakur's house for 3 days, the king attempted to move the Rath forward with elephants and horses, but the Rath would not move 1 inch. After 3 days, Bhaktivinoda Thakur brought out his son, Vimala Prasad, and offered him to the lotus feet of Jagannath. But at the same time, the garland of Jagannath fell on the neck of Vimala Prasad, and the child embraced Jagannath. And at that very moment, the chariots began to move. Jagannath meaning Krishna himself. Krishna seeing his own Nayan Manjari, wanting to see. This is what the Vaishnavas are describing happened. Bhaktivinoda Thakur brought this child up in a very specific, special way. He learned at the age of 5 all the shlokas of the Bhagavad Gita, and the Ved Puranas, and memorized many of these scriptures. He was such a learned person that was never in the past and nor will be in the future. And he was such an expert in astrology that in Calcutta University he was given the title by the heads of the university there. He was honored. Title.
एस्ट्रोनॉमी के पद को उन्होंने ग्रहण करने के लिए, किंतु श्रील भक्ति सिद्धांत श्रील प्रभुपाद उन्होंने बहुत सुंदर रूप में कहा, ये मैं जगत में आए हैं, ये आकाश के तारे नक्षत्र आदि गिनने के लिए,
Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada, he was honored with the title and a post at the University of Astrology. And Bhaktisiddhanta replied that I have not come here to learn or to teach this subject. I have a higher mission. He rejected that position and the heads of the university there kept that post open for him until his presence in this world, in remembrance and honor of Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada. Ashutosh Bandhavadhyay was not an ordinary person who was the head of this university. He was honored by the British at that time and was respected by others around the world. Ashutosh Bandhavadhyay, but he was very brave and not afraid of the British. He was given the title the Royal Bengal Tiger. there, the tigers of the world are no comparison to the tigers of Bengal, who are very ferocious. Ashutosh Bandyopadhyay, the British were afraid of him. So the British gave him the title, the Royal Tiger of Bengal. Ashutosh Bandyopadhyay, he was going from one place to another. He was in the first class compartment. He was sitting there. He'd reserved his seat. One English person came and sat opposite some high class officer. And he was not favorable to the Indians. It's like he was thinking, how come this low class person, this servant, is sitting in the first class compartment? He was discriminating to Ashutosh Bandyopadhyay. When he was resting, the Englishman, officer at that time, Saman, ट्रेन से बाहर उसका coat jacket. So the English officer, he threw Ashutosh Bandyopadhyay's coat outside the train. And then he woke up, could not find his coat. What has happened? This person, this officer must have, this English monkey must have done something. He must have thrown my coat outside. Just to backtrack. No, it was not his coat, it was his shoes. He threw his shoes outside. This English monkey must have thrown my shoes outside of the train. He did not say anything at that moment. Some time later, when the Englishman was sleeping, उनके कोट को लेकर के अर्थात अंग्रेज बंदा जो है ऑफिसर जो था उसके कोट को लेकर के जनाला से नीचे गिरा दिया. So कुछ 1-2 घंटे बाद चलने के बाद Prabhupada Bhaktisiddhanta took the coat and he threw the Englishman's coat outside the train. And the Englishman, where is the coat? Where's my coat? Where's my coat? तो उस समय आशुतोष बंदोपाध्याय टेबल पर हाथ Ashutosh Bandyopadhyay sternly stamped. Has gone. Search my boots. Your coat has gone to look for, search for my shoes. With my boots. That time that Angrez banda kuch nahi bole. The Englishman did not reply anything. He understood what had happened. In this way, great and effulgent personality, Ashutosh Bandyopadhyay. In his biography, Ashutosh Srila Bhaktisiddhanta writes of such a great, high-class person, Ashutosh Bandyopadhyay, who reserved his post at the university who the English were afraid of.
इसलिए भक्ति सिद्धांत प्रभुपाद की सारे विद्वान लोग भी उनको भी ये टाइटल दिया था.
Was honored by learned personalities and was given the title. He was given this title Siddhanta. He was the he established all the knowledge of bhakti, and he was recognized by other learned scholars. And he used to destroy misconceptions of bhakti, and they accepted the considerations and conclusions of Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada. They gave the title Bhakti Siddhanta to Siddhanta, to Vimala Prasad. It's not possible by any ordinary person to establish these principles. In the 11th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, Krishna tells to Uddhav, "O Uddhav, karma, gyan, yoga, tapasya, you cannot attain me by these processes. Only by pure devotional service you can attain me. Only by pure devotional service can I be attained." Bhakti Siddhanta's Prabhupada, meaning Vimala Prasad, in his assembly of learned sages and scholars, where karmi, jnanis and yogis were present, was able to establish pure devotional service. Just like in our Gurudev's life, in Brajmandal, Mathura and Vrindavan, he used to invite learned scholars to speak on Krishna Tattva and Radha Tattva. Those who came, who spoke, but in the end, Srila concluded and established the pure principles of Bhakti and Krishna Tattva, Radha Tattva. And the learned scholars accepted his conclusion. In the same way, Bhakti Siddhanta used to go in such assemblies and establish the pure line of Bhakti. But there were many who opposed him. Gurudev used to say, if Duryodhana Dusashan were not there, who would know of Draupadi's greatness? If there was no opposition, then who would know the greatness, qualities of Draupadi? Because the Lord decides, these oppositions also present themselves. If there is no opposition, then there is no possibility of glorification. If you should understand that when this opposition is removed, then your progress is evident. So at the time of Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada, he saw many oppositions when he spoke the line of pure devotional service. When there is this objection, when this objection is present, then you know that you are speaking the truth. If nobody is opposing, then how do you know that you're preaching the pure line of devotion? If there was no Jatila or Kotila, how do we know that Srimati Radhika's glories? And if Chandravali was not there, how could we have seen that Srimati Radha's greatness is there? That Srimati Radhika's topmost presence is there. If there was only Radha and no Chandravali, then there would be no comparison. Opposition's purpose is to oppose, so that the truth can be enlightened. When there is fog, when there is fog, and just after the fog, when the sun rises and appears, is much brighter and seems more effulgent, like the clouds. The fog, like clouds, cover the rays of the sun. But when the sun removes those clouds and that fog, and at that time seem like the strength of the sun's rays are more intensified. In the same way, this fog enhances the brilliance of the sun. In the same way, when there is opposition, that thing that overcomes that opposition is enlightened, is shown with greater brilliance and force. Because there is unhappiness in this material world, then we can appreciate and aim for happiness. If there was only happiness, then they will not appreciate what they have in terms of happiness. Because there's a comparison of unhappiness. In the same way, prem, there is separation. But if there is always meeting, then that meeting cannot be enhanced further if there was no separation. How can prem, love, pure love, be enhanced by the combination of both separation and meeting? As much as there is separation, the intensity of the desire to meet is increased. In the same way that a person who is hungry desires to eat. The more he is hungry, the fire of his hunger is increased. That person who is hungry, a person will eat more if the fire of digestion is high. But that person who has no digestion and is blocked with air and is vomiting, he will not desire to eat. You will want to eat and get taste in eating. Who has hunger in their stomach, and also the power of digestion is there, then he will taste the nectar in the food, the quality in the food. So Prabhupada illustrated this with the opposite, saying that if there is opposition, then you should understand, then your preaching is progressing. If there is no opposition, then you should. Then you how will you progress? Then you, when you overcome those opposition, then you will see that you are making progress, and then you will have no enthusiasm. Then you think you become lazy. There's no obstacles, no challenge. Then you think, I'll do tomorrow, I'll do the day after, and then in life your life will pass like that. When there are obstacles, and then more enthusiasm is there, more intensity is there. When Bhaktisiddhanta went to preach, innumerable obstacles presented themselves. In the way the karmic, jnanis and yogis when Bhaktisiddhanta went to preach the pure devotional service of Vedic Bhakti and proper behavior and etiquette, these impersonalist sajias began to oppose Srila Prabhupada. Because the sajias were thinking, this person will stop our business of sense gratification at the same time of performing devotional service. This is called sahaja. These rascals who are misbehaving are externally showing that they have tilak and Vaishnava dress with japamala in their hands. But Prabhupada appeared in this world, said, no, you should follow the teachings of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Mahaprabhu said, if anybody is to chant, they also have to follow the rules and regulations of Vaishnava. Sahaja means sense gratification with the external appearance of being a devotee. And particularly following the 4 principles. In Srimad Bhagavatam it is written, you have to renounce the kalis, you have to give up drinking, meat eating, associating with women illicitly. You cannot perform bhakti if you do these things. Like taking an axe and cutting that. Taking this axe, he cut the Sahaja's philosophy. You're preaching this naam falsely. The sahajas who were engaging in illicit connections with women for their own sense pleasure and externally wearing mala, tilak. So Prabhupada, he yielded his axe and cut this false philosophy. And then on the Smarta Brahman, he cut their business tendency. They performed puja for money and gave diksha for honor. It's the Smarta Brahmins. The Smarta Brahmins make disciples, and and they come once a year into their disciples' house. And they give one pot, 1 rupee every day into this pot. Exactly after 1 year, they come and collect their money, and at the same time have a feast. And they don't care what you do. 365 rupees a year they will get. If I cannot come, then you can just deposit in my bank. Deposit. Make a money order. Just send a money order to my account. These are the workings, nature of the smarta Brahmins. And in the villages are very simple people. And if the mind is disturbed a little bit, then they say that Rahu or Ketu are disturbing your mind. And then take money from them for giving them a mantra. They do some magic on top of a coconut and fool the innocent people with their superstitious belief. And particularly the ladies of the household are very sentimental. They are emotional. They do not know. The smarta Brahmins used to go to these ladies and they persuade them that they are possessed by ghosts. So the smarta Brahmins, they promised these people that they will chase away these ghosts. And they put some ice underneath one lota. And so they put some ice underneath the lota, which melts. They pretend to put some water on top, but nothing is there. And then when they put their hand underneath, then they take water and then pour the water from the air like magic. They do these tricks. So the innocent people of the village, they're not very learned. So they thinking, how is this Ganga Jal come from this lota? They do this trickery. They perform nonsense activities. So that's why people hearing the name of sadhu, they have become discouraged from hearing from sadhus because of these people. And they started to kidnap and perform religious activities. So no one has faith in sadhus. Everyone is pretender sadhu, false sadhus. So Bhaktisiddhanta Prabhupada, he established from village to village with Bhaktivinoda Thakur, preached in Jaiva Dharma, the dialogue between the Brahmanas and Vaishnavas. It's written how such false sadhus are there. and they go to places of education, and they preached in those schools and colleges. And in their life they had to endure many obstacles because they were closing down the business of those Smarta Brahmins. And for this reason they tried to attack and kill Bhaktisiddhanta. When his party of Parikram was going, Smarta Brahmins attacked, planned to attack him. First they attacked, they threw soda bottles on those who had joined the Parikram. They threw bricks and stones as well, and they scattered here and there. And they attacked Srila Prabhupada with sticks and other weapons. At that time, Vinod Brahmachari was there, and somehow they managed to escape and entered a house, and the Smarta Brahmins had surrounded that house and were prepared to attack because they had stopped their business. The Smarta Brahmins and Sahajas surrounded this house. Prabhupada went to Vinod Brahmachari, Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Goswami, Vinod Bihari Brahmachari. He was in white at that time. So he said to Prabhupada, "You give me your red cloth," because Prabhupada and Vinod Brahmachari, they looked the same, like father and son. Prabhupada said, Prabhupada said to Vinod Brahmachari, "These people will kill you. It does not matter if I die, but you need to live, so you can preach." Seeing this desire of Vinod Bihari Brahmachari, Srila Prabhupada exchanged the cloth with him, and Prabhupada went from a rear door, and shortly afterwards the police arrived, and Vinod Bihari Brahmachari also was able to get away. So like this, he gave his life for his Gurudev. We don't know Krishna. What can we do for bhakti? Who is directly in front of us is our Sri Guru. If we offer our lives to Sri Guru, then our lives can become meaningful. That's why Guru Prabhupada said, "I do not know Mahaprabhu's mercy, I do not know Srimati Radhika's mercy. I only know the mercy of my Srila Gurudev." Such a low and fallen person I am. Srila Gurudev grabbed my shikha, my choti, and pulled me out of this material existence and made my life successful. This is the aim and object of a sadhak. Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Goswami Maharaj, even to this day, is glorified for his the disciples of Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada glorify Param Gurudev's activities. They glorify him. They said, no, there has never been a servant like you, and never will be. Srila Param Gurudev gave his life. Nobody was able to sacrifice their life in the same way. And our Gurudev also used to speak, used to cry about his Gurudev and how great he was. Is there any such disciple who is prepared to give their life to their Gurudev? Cut their throat for their Gurudev. But what to speak of that? We are not even prepared to follow the instructions of Gurudev. Just one lifetime we can give to Shri Guru. When Gurudev used to go to the Prabhupada's Samadhi Mandir in Mayapur, he could not take the name of Prabhupada completely, but just by saying pra, his voice would become choked and tears would flow from his eyes. He could not speak one word about his Gurudev Prabhupada. Just like Shukadev Goswami could not speak Srimati Radharani's name, but just by thinking of Srimati Radhika, his throat would become choked and blocked. For this reason, Shukadev Goswami did not take Srimati Radhika's name or the Gopi's name, and he used the word Kachit or Anyaradito. Like this he spoke, because he had such intense relationship with his Gurudev. Guru Nishtha and Guru is the backbone of bhakti. What is devotion? One life we should perform Guru Bhakti. We do not know Krishna Bhakti, we do not know Radha Bhakti. What we can know is Guru Bhakti, because Guru is directly in front of us. We should have firm faith towards Guru, one who glorifies our Guru. And we should accept. But those who criticize Sri Guru, we should not associate with. We should not see their face. However high they are, we should not see their face. But those who glorify my Gurudev, we should offer our obeisances to them. These Shastra has written wonderful things about Guru Nishtha. One lifetime, we should have one from faith in our Gurudev. Sanatan Das, he writes in this kirtan, Ashray Kariya Bandhan Shri Guru Charan. Jathai Guru Ninda Tathana Jaiva Guru Nindu ke mukh pahu na kariva. Jo Guru ke ninda karta hai. One who criticizes Shri Guru. आजकल तो गुरु निंदा करना एक बस breakfast जैसे बन गया. Today, nowadays, to criticize Guru is like, taking breakfast. In India, they have bed tea and biscuits. It's such a common practice. It's like breakfast. To criticize Guru is like having breakfast daily. You should not see that person's face. Srila Narottam Das Thakur writes, we should not see where there is no where Nityananda Prabhu is not there, I will not go there. Meaning, if where there is no Gurudev, I will not go there. What is Nityananda Prabhu? Nityananda Prabhu is Guru Tattva, Khanda Guru Tattva. If anybody criticizes Nityananda, they are criticizing Gurudev. We should not see their face. Gurudev used to give so much honor to his own Gurudev. So much to say on this subject. He said, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada said, I did not take initiation from Gokishadas Babaji because of his renunciation. In his Pranam Mantra he writes, Ura Kishora Shakshat Vairagya Murte Vipralambars Lambar Sambodhi But he said, now he used to chant in such separation. Radhe Radhe Tumhare Dake Radhe Radhe. Gokishadas Babaji Maharaj in this way, chanting in the deep moods of separation, Vipralamba. Others externally show renunciation, but they have so much desire internally to enjoy. But Gokishadas Babaji Maharaj was totally opposite. He was the topmost representative of this Vipralamba separation mood. I saw with my own eyes and experience how he used to chant with so much feeling of separation. Externally he seemed very uneducated, but he internally was so much knowledgeable, and he had destroyed so many upper siddhantas and challenged many scholars and learned persons. He made this vow, if I have to take Diksha, then I will only take Diksha from Shri Gokishadas Babaji Maharaj. So it's not like that. It's some people encouraging, take Diksha from here, take Diksha this. He is Mahabhagavat. Do those people know that he is Mahabhagavat? I don't want to make offense to anyone. You don't push anyone to take Diksha. One who you will know if he's Uttam Mahabhagavat by one's own practice of devotion, by chanting and practice. And first you perform your devotional practice and chant Harinam, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. It's not according to agenda, personal agenda. Just like a politician or political party has particular agenda. Go and collect these people and bring them to our party. Every party like Congress has their own agenda. And they have people who work for the party and they collect members for that party. In the realm of bhakti, it's not like that. It's not duplicitous. But when Sukriti is matured, then when Sukriti is matured, this bhakti will manifest. then otherwise in the future you'll regret. Some people, they go to one person and collect that person and bring to another person. This person I didn't want to take initiation from, but this person forced me to take initiation. It should not be like this. In particular in India, there's this agenda is there. You should speak about Bhakti and Harikatha. Nothing can be achieved by this agenda of collecting people. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Prabhupada, he said with his own words that I will only take initiation, Diksha from Shri Gokisha Das Babaji Maharaj. He went 3-4 times to Gokisha Das Babaji Maharaj to take Diksha. But Gokisha Das said in great humility, he said, look how learned person you are. Siddhanta, your title is already Siddhanta. You have been given Siddhanta. You know Sanskrit and everything. And I do not know even my ABCD. I cannot even write. If I have to do anything, I have to give my thumbprint. How can I accept you as my disciple? 3-4 times he approached Gokisha Das Babaji Maharaj, but he insisted. He insisted that I will only take Diksha from Gokisha Das Babaji. For 3 days, did not eat, fast. He fasted for 3 days. If Gokisha Das Babaji doesn't give me Diksha, then I will leave my body. Bhaktivinoda Thakur was a great friend of Gokisha Das Babaji Maharaj, and they used to discuss between them. Bhaktivinoda Thakur approached Gokisha Das Babaji Maharaj, said, if you don't give this boy a Diksha, then he will leave his body. Okay. And he said, I will ask Nitai. If Nitai instructs me, then I will give him Diksha. The next day, Bhaktivinoda Thakur came to Gokisha Das Babaji and said, did you ask Nitai? I said, I forgot. Gokisha Das said, I forgot. Okay, I will ask tomorrow. Then the next day, Bhaktivinoda Thakur came to Gokisha Das Babaji Maharaj and asked again, did you ask Nitai? Gokisha Das said, yes, today he gave me instruction. Then only Gokisha Das Babaji accepted, gave Diksha mantras to Bhaktisiddhanta. In this way, he accepted his spiritual master. And preached the pure line of bhakti in the brahmachari ashram. At the last moment of leaving his body, Gokisha Das Babaji said, I did not do any bhajan in my life. I did not understand Gaur Mahaprabhu's holy place or his name. When I leave my body, take my body, tie a rope around my feet and drag me across the land of Navadvip Dham so that its dust will come on my body. In this way, we cannot understand the humility of such a Vaishnava. The Sahajas at that time Bhaktisiddhanta was in Calcutta. He got this news that Kishada's Babaji left his body. He came from Calcutta. And here, this Babaji's were attempting to fulfill the last wishes of the last words of Gokishada's Babaji Maharaj, taking his transcendental body. Taking his body, they tied a rope to his feet. At that very moment, Prabhupada appeared, and Prabhupada, with very loud and a lion-like voice, stopped them. Said, Gokishada's Babaji Maharaj, don't touch his body, foolish persons. You do not understand his words. His body is transcendental. You're trying to tie a rope to his body. You foolish persons. Prabhupada and showed his own transcendental power, nature, and he spoke in that Babaji Maharaj is in the assembly of these Sahajas, these Babajis. And he said, which of you are his disciples? At that time, the Babajis became afraid. Raise your hand. That those persons can only touch his body, those who are brahmacharis. If you can only 50% of those people ran away when he said you can only touch his body if you're a brahmachari. For 1 year you're a brahmachari. Then he said to the rest who remained, if you 6 months brahmachari, you can touch his body. Or another 50% left, 25% left. 25% remain. Even if you've been brahmachari for 1 month, then you can touch his body. Maybe 1 or 2 had remained. If 1 day you've stayed brahmachari, then all the Babajis, they ran away. At that time, Prabhupada, crying, took his body in his own hands and took him to the bank of the Gangas and gave him samadhi there with mantras. This Babaji Sampradaya is nonsense. They could not understand Gokishada's Babaji Maharaj's thoughts. These Babajis, they do not understand the glories of Gokishada's Babaji Maharaj, one who is so close to Krishna. Bhaktisiddhanta Prabhupada, his greatness is shown in this way. We remember Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Prabhupada again and again. Nde Hari Hari Bol Ki Jai Shri Radhe. और सब ठीक ठाक हो सब